Thank you, Chairman Tonko. Look, in my opening statement, Paul, I discussed the increase in poverty and injustice as the Democrats, do away with fossil fuels by the year 2035. But in so doing, we have to understand, and I understand when we go to renewables, we're going to be, it is our desire long term, but it means we'll be increasingly dependent on renewables. Therefore, we need to consider the battery storage to back them up. So just for the sake of this conversation today, let's focus on the injustices involved with the supply chain for batteries. No, and I'll say, Paul, no one wants to see sausage made, but they all love to eat it. But the same goes for batteries. Two of the key ingredients in batteries are lithium and cobalt. But have you ever seen how they source that material? Here's in CNN did an article. Let me see if you got that. This is an article that CNN posted of children in Congo being forced into labor to harvest cobalt. Here's another picture of those of it in another cobalt mine in the Congo. We're continuing to have child labor because they're enabling these dictators to use child labor. Or what about lithium? Have you ever seen the ravaging effects of lithium? Here's a picture of a lithium mine. Look at the depth in the community. These are ravaging effects we're having on communities all across this world in our pursuit of having battery storage. So, and for those of us that have been concerned with mountaintop mining, this is mountaintop mining on steroids. And according to Mark Mills of the Manhattan Institute, he says we're going to have, and he testified it, we're going to have to testify, he testified that we're going to move 250 tons of earth to produce just one electric vehicle battery. 250 tons. And in this bill, there are 650,000 cars in the federal fleet. So just do the math. And it comes about 163 million tons of dirt we're going to have to excavate around the world. Now, maybe this idea of doing away with fossil fuels makes Democrats feel good. But keep in mind, this procurement's not going to happen in the United States. It will happen in other countries, kind of out of sight, Paul, away from us. We're exporting our guilt. It seems like environmental justice stops at the border. We don't care what's happening in other nations, what we're doing, as long as we get ours. Shame on us. We're devastating these countrysides of other nations to satisfy our thirst for batteries. So let's stop for a minute. We're creating poverty, perpetuating child labor in China and South America, and destroying the environments of other countries. That's justice? Give me a break. So if I could ask a question to Derek Hawley. Last month, before the committee, former Secretary Moniz said, we need to do more of this mining of these critical minerals in the United States. Do you agree with him? Derek Hawley, you're muted.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can. You're muted.
Yes, sir. I agree with you and everything that you said about the mining, and it's an absolute Travis how as you said, environmental justice stops here at the border when we go and get everything we need from other countries.
Thank you. So wouldn't it make more sense to invest in innovation here in America so that we could use our fossil fuels to balance out our needs and do it in a cleaner way? Wouldn't that make more sense?
Yes, sir, it would.
So again, with these policies, we understand, we've had testimony, our utility bills are going to increase, our neighbors are going to be unemployed, we'll still have extreme weather conditions, and all the while, we're alienating other nations as we ravage their countrysides. Is it worth it? Mr. Hawley, is it worth it?
No, sir, it's not. No, sir, it's not. And you talk about the precious minerals that we need to produce the stuff that we need. We have one mine up in Minnesota right now that produces cobalt, and environmental groups want to shut that down. And it's just an awful travesty. It's just a shame.
And the president just stopped a copper mine that we need in Arizona. I just think this is just hypocritical issue in many respects on it, and I don't think we as a country, we're doing justice to the world by what we're trying to accomplish here. So I thank all of you, and I yield back, Paul, anytime.